أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you again for being part of this course. This is our fifth session. We are halfway into the course. We have 5 more sessions to go, inshallah. Subhanallah, there is already a typo on the what first slide. Let me just connect it. Can you see the slides?
Yes.
Okay, good. So before we continue today's discussion, there was a very interesting question for reflection yesterday. Is there anything wrong in praying to achieving the paradise? A person does ibadat so as to, hope for Jannat or going to Jannat. Is there anything wrong about that?
Can I go?
Yeah, Bismillah.
Yeah, I don't think there is anything wrong in praying to achieving the paradise. But again, praying to Allah, considering Him as worthy of worship, that is a next level of, worship, a higher form of worship. But I don't see anything wrong, but definitely when we compare it with the other form of worship, we see that the other one is much better, whereas this one is like it restricts us to consider just paradise as our goal, and it might be more conditional and transactional when compared to Imam Ali's viewpoint of worship.
So, anybody else like to add anything?
Where it's aspiring the way maybe Asia aspired, then it's okay.
Yeah. Let me tell you one thing. There's absolutely nothing wrong to pray so as to aim to get Jannat or even to pray so as to fear from Jahannam. Because keep in mind that this Jannat and Jahannam, these are Allah's creation. Allah will only put to Jannat people who deserve to go to Jannat. Allah will only put to Jahannam those who deserve to go to Jahannam, right? And in Quran, a number of places are there whereby Allah has given us the description of Jannat, so to make it attractive, right? Otherwise, Allah would have just said Jannat. But then He has not only said Jannat, He has gone into verses describing the name of Jannat. Why? He wants us to get attracted to those things. He wants us to, for example, work to achieve those things. So there's nothing wrong. On the other hand, also Allah has talked about Jahannam, but also described how severe Jahannam is and the burning Jahannam is, right? So there's nothing wrong to pray so as to avoid going to Jahannam, to have the fear of Jahannam. Keep in mind that this aspect of going to Jannat and Jahannam and aiming, this work with different people. I remember one day I went to recite Majlis in all the Jamaat, and I was told by young people that please, talk more about Jahannam, talk more about, after death, talk more about punishment in the grave, because that would keep us scared and we will stay away from sins. So it is, people are different. Keep in mind that something works with people, something does not work. The only thing is that because Imam Ali is at that state, we are discussing the Ibadat of Imam Ali. Remember, our main aim of this course is to get inspiration. So even if we, for example, pray for Jannat, there is nothing absolutely wrong. If we pray to avoid Jahannam, there is absolutely nothing wrong. No. But then, yeah, we will, as one of the sisters said, that the higher degrees of worship is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala such that to consider him as worthy. Now, of course, it is easily said, but not that easy achieved. Keep in mind, it's a big thing. Imam Ali was something different, right? His status was different. So keep this in mind. And Imam Ali himself has said that there is a ibadat of those who are businessmen, there's ibadat of those who are slaves, there's a ibadat of those who are free. People, those who are slaves, ibadat, for example, who pray so as to have fear of Jannah. This is slaves, right? Because slaves always fear that my master is going to punish me, is going to fire me, is going to, for example, sell me off to somebody else, maybe even worse. I don't know. Right? In those days, there was slavery, but no. Or for example, people go to work. Sometimes they just perform because they fear that they'll lose job. Otherwise, people would take life easily, but they know that, oh, if I were to lose my job, let me work it. No? So it is very common thing in human being. Okay, incentive and fear, these are very common things in life. And we as parents, we as teachers, we as elders, we as grandparents, we can use this, means, because Allah Himself has used it in Quran. No? Allah could have just said Jannah, Jahannam, but no, He has described in detail. He has gone so much into detail in discuss about Jannat and Jannah that people sometimes fear. And even then, some of the scholars say what you see the description in the Quran is just, just to give us an idea. The real Jannat and real Jannam, if you allow to describe, it will be far from that. And that is why some of the hadiths has discussed even in more detail about Jannat and Jannam. So yes, there is nothing wrong in it. Keep in mind, just see, what works with you. For example, if fear of Jannam and you're looking at the ayat of verses of Quran which describe Jahannam, if that brings about the kind of fear in you and seriousness in Ibadat, go for it. There's nothing wrong in it. Or for example, if you look at the ayat of on Jannat and all the nemat which are there, and that makes you, for example, attractive. So yes, in the end of the day, Jannat and Jannam are created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He will decide, right, that who will go there. It's not that anybody else will decide. No? So keep in mind that yes, there is absolutely nothing wrong with it, but yes, now at least Ibadat is that high. So let's continue today discussing that what others say about Imam Ali, subhanAllah. That was himself, right? Here is a beautiful hadith which I would like to share with you. And there's also another hadith on Imam Ali, but this is Urwa bin Zubair. No? قال كنا جلوسا في مجلس في مسجد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. He said, Urwa bin Zubair said that we were just sitting in a gathering. Kunna means he's talking about people. We were just sitting in the majlis of Rasulullah. فَتَذَاكَرْنَا أَعْمَالَ أَهْلِ بَدْرٍ. You can see also, subhanAllah, I want you as, to be very much considerate of how things are happening. You can see. فَتَذَاكَرْنَا أَعْمَالَ أَهْلِ بَدْرٍ. We were sitting there, we're just discussing about people of Badr. Do you see this thing? Subhanallah, instead of talking ill of people, of gossiping, no. People of Badr, because this was the first battle, what they were doing, how great they were, looking into positive aspect of somebody. It's important that those who have passed, ahead of us, what good they have done. So this is what they were doing. But no. The deeds of people of Badr, we started discussing among ourselves. The Badr. Bayt Ridwan, and also there was Bayt of Ridwan, the Badr, the play of Ridwan. No? You can check it, for example, on internet, what it was, but it was a special moment. So we discussed about the people of Badr and Bayt Ridwan. Fakala Abu Darda, right? But one of the Sahab, his name is Abu Darda, Ya Qawmun, Ala Ukhbirukum. No, he says, should I inform you something? Then he says 3 points. He says, بأقل القوم مالا, somebody who was least in our community, in our gathering, somebody who had the least wealth. بأقل القوم مالا. When it comes to mal, when it comes to wealth, he had the least of it. وأكثرهم ورعا. And the one who was great when it came to wara is a higher degree of taqwa. There is taqwa, but wara is even higher degree than that. وأكثرهم taqwa. And amongst all of them, he was the greatest in taqwa and wara. وشدهم اجتهادا في العبادة. And this is exactly, is it? This is what we want to inspire. وشدهم اجتهادا في العبادة. And the person who struggled, who put a lot of efforts, ijtihad, jahad, right? Jahad is ijtihadan fil ibadah. When it came to, ibadat, he used to put efforts into it. He used to go out of his way to perform ibadah. That's exactly what I want. That this we are going through a very special time. That is the holy month of Ramadan. Every aspect of it is important. No? Sometimes we spend so much time eating, talking, gossiping. All those can be done. No? For example, so many community, our community, including, has this culture of spending time in sports in the evening. Honestly, I feel it's not right. The only, I don't know what justification people give is that if they don't do sports, then they do something wrong. If that is so weak, our community is so weak, our youths are so weak, that if I'm not going to be occupied with sports, then I'm going to do guna, then fine, then no, lesser of the two evil, right? Evil, that okay, sports is better than doing guna. But otherwise, let us realize that what we are. Look at our leaders, right? So he said, وَشَتِّمْ اجْتِهَادًا فِي عِبَادَةٍ. When it came to ibadat, put efforts. So we have fasting, we are tired. When sometimes you read the Quran will fall from your hand because you cannot now control. Okay, so you cannot concentrate reading Quran. Let us do something else. No? Let us spend time in ibadat. Let us only sleep what is required to keep us going. Not just sleep for enjoyment or not in Ramadan. Ramadan is a special one, right? So Ashatim Ijtihadan fi ibadah, the one who was so intense in putting efforts in performing ibadat. Although here the translation, most religion worship, is a very simplistic translation. The most religion worship is a simplistic translation, just sort of summarizing it. But look at the words in Arabic. Washaddhum shadid, right? The one severe amongst them, ijtihad, and the one who use efforts and struggles, no? Fil ibadah, when it came to ibadah. Qalu man, then they said, who are you talking about? Qala Ali ibn Abi Talib, right? So the other said, this is Ali ibn Talib, that this is the way he used to ibadat. So Ali earlier said that I find Allah worthy of worshipping. He did not only say this thing for the sake of saying. Others who observed him, they saw that those real words that he found Allah worthy of worship, they found those words in his actions being seen, right? This is exactly what you want. In fact, we talked about sports earlier. I don't know if it is true or not, but I was told that one of the reasons that madrasas are not in person here in Toronto is because of sports. The children play sports in the evening on Friday and Saturday. They get so tired that in madrasa they cannot concentrate. If that is really the case, that it is because of the sports that they cannot come to madrasa, that is very serious, right? That madrasa has so many things to offer and so many things, benefits to be achieved, and especially in the month of Ramadan, there are so many things to discuss, subhanAllah, right? Just one, for example, Prophet says in his, remember I told you that on Saturday, Sunday, I'm giving this lecture. Prophet says, أيها الناس, no, من حسن, no, من حسن خلقه في هذا الشهر, right? The one who is going to improve his akhlaq in this month, فله جواز على الصراط, that he will have, for example, a passport to just pass over Sirat, right? On Sirat, which is such a steep and narrow and sharp bridge that people are going to fall down. But this person will have a pass to do this thing. So this is the month of Ramadan where teachers can discuss about how to improve akhlaq, what can be done. They're missing out, right? Because now they say, okay, don't come in person. No, just do online. And you know what is online is, right? Online is people can just do other things and just keep on the video. Who knows what's happening? We only do online because of, for example, COVID, or if you want, like in our case just now, we are giving this course online because people from different parts of the world can participate. No? I think we have about people who registered in this course, about 7 countries, right? Different countries, different continents. So there's a different thing. But madrasa, we have the facilities, children come there in person, we give them classes, they say namaz jamaat. All these are missed out, you can imagine. Why? Because of sports. So this is it, that Imam Ali's ibadat is not that only he says that I worship Allah because he's worthy of worshiping. People who were with Imam Ali, who observed Imam Ali, they saw ibadat, right? This is subhanallah, this is it. Of course, now question comes for reflection. Does abundant wealth affect the quality of our worshiping? Because you can see initially this person started by saying, بِأَقَلِّ الْقَوْمِ مَالًا, that Imam Ali was least in wealth. Now, when it came to wealth, he was least, he is not in the Qawm. And then he was full of righteous, God-fearing, right? So does the wealth rub against such that ibadah is affected? That's a question. Think about it. Inshallah, let me see what you have to offer. Now we look at not only the subhanAllah, you can see Imam Ali's ibadat, right? How it also impacts the other part of his life. This is it, this is the beauty, right? Because when Allah says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ, that I did not create human being except for ibadat, then what is this ibadat? No, is it just namaz? What are the benefits? No? So you can see Imam Ali's, what ibadat, how it affects his other part of the life, subhanAllah. Asbab bin Nabata says one day Dharar came to Muawiyah, right? Muawiyah ibn Sufyan Malun, as you know, he was an arch enemy of Imam Ali and of the Shias. He's the one who started the practice of cursing Imam Ali in the khutbah on Friday. Imagine his audacity. He can, Friday, which is the holiest day, he started this thing. So today, if you see, for example, when the suicide bomber comes to Namaz Jummah and kills so many innocent people who are saying Namaz, you can give credit to Muawiyah because he started in the khutbah cursing Imam Islam. So this is the one. He said, Sif me Ali. Describe me Ali for me. Dhar, who said, do not ask me all this because he knew that Muawiyah is the enemy of Imam Ali. If I were to describe him, he would not like it. But he insisted, you should describe him, insisted Muawiyah. Now Muawiyah insisted, maybe it was in a situation whereby Dharar had gone for something, we don't know just now, it doesn't give the background. I didn't also have time to go into background, but he just was there. So he thought that now he's insisting on applying. So now he starts, he said, may Allah bless Ali. See how he starts immediately by saying, he does not even say this is how Ali was. Immediately, Rahimullahu Ali, Allah, may Allah bless Ali, because we are talking for Ali. He is not an ordinary person, not to talk about, but we are insisting on it, So let's start with saying that may Allah have mercy on him, When he was among us, he was like one of us. When we went to him, we felt ourselves close to him. When we asked him questions, he answered. When we went to see him, he accepted us with no doorkeeper. And though we visited him face to face, we did not dare to talk to him out of his own. His smile was like a string of pearl. Do you see, what I'm trying to say, that inspiration of ibadat, that ibadat should not only be on the musalla, but ibadat should then reflect in our akhlaq, in our demeanor, in our interacting with people. Because why? When we go to Allah and we worship Allah, إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ, then when you interact with other people, who are these? These are the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, whether it is your spouse, whether it is your child, whether it is your neighbor, why should we not act with them with gentleness? Because at the end of the day, these are servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The hadith is said, the one who does not thank the creature has not thanked the creator. You can see the connection, subhanallah, that you really want to come on the mihrab. And as we said right earlier in the third session, the Prophet said, Allah akun abdan shakuran, right? Should I not be the one who should thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Prophet says, right, to Aisha, should I not be the one who should thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So when we are on the musalla thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what is wrong also thanking the human being for all the good things which we get from them? So you can see Imam Ali's ibadat now is impacted, not only is impacting in his own akhlaqiyat, in his interaction with people, his being, having a smiling face, welcoming people, answering their question, does not make it difficult for people to meet him. This is all reflection of his ibadah, subhanAllah. So you can see, and this person is smart, Dharar. Before coming to discussing the ibadah of Imam Ali, he discussed Imam Ali's character. Perhaps because Muawiyah was known to be very harsh, want to be very, anybody opponent, he would kill them, imprison them, right? So he starts by saying that, see, you have got all this kind of power. See what Ali did, when he was in power. Then Muawiyah tell me more. Now after this, he says, even give me more. Dharar said, may Allah bless Ali again, he says, may by Allah that he was awake most of the times and slept little. Do you see this thing? So he was awake most of the time and slept little. He's talking normal life. I'm just saying that may Allah give you and me tawfiq that at least in Ramadan, we spend less time on the bed, right? because it is a very special time whereby we spend in Ibadat. No? So may Allah, he used to sleep less, right? And why? I remember when I was in Hausa, my teacher used to say something so interesting. And I'm quoting him this one because in the state of fasting, I'm careful. No? He said that one day, this is the same Asbab bin Nabata. Asbab bin Nabata was invited by Imam Ali to be his guest. So Asbaq said, of course, what can be better than that? And we're spending a night in Imam Ali's home, no? I'll even come more because very close to it. So Asbaq said that the entire day I was with Imam Ali. He was just about helping people. He was a Khalifa, so people used to come with quite different kind of problems. In the evening, I went with him. No, after he showed me this is the place you are going to rest. He said, I went to just rest. After I was just about to sleep, I heard somebody getting down. So so what is it? I saw that Imam Ali was already tired the whole day. He was holding, something to get down, right? And then he was getting ready to do Ibadat. So Asbaq said, because I was close to Ali as a friend, I told him, Mola, I saw the entire day you were just busy serving the people, right? You need some rest. Why don't you go and sleep? And Imam said, this is what my teacher said. I hope that I'm quoting correctly because I'm fasting. Imam said, In nimtu naharan dayatu rayati. If I were to sleep in the daytime, I would lose my citizens, my subjects, because I'm supposed to serve them. In nimtu laylan dayatu nafsi. But if I were to sleep at night, then I'm going to lose myself because now I have to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is time that I worship. No? So you can see that he taking ibadat as he'll lose himself. So this is Ali, subhanAllah, right? So he was awake most of the time and slept little. So at least in the month of Ramadan, let us use this time. We are still just in the I think seventh fast, right? The seventh fast. We started last Thursday, so today is Friday. But this is the seventh fast, right? Let us not waste time. Another 23, 22 fast. Let's make this thing. So he slept late, recited the Quran day and night. Remember in the first lecture we said how much good it is to recite Quran, but more so in Ramadan, right? But mind, Dalal is not talking about Ramadan. He's just talking about Amali's normal life, a normal day, right? He doesn't say in the month of Ramadan. I'm just saying that at least the month of Ramadan, let us spend more time reciting Quran day and night. He surrendered his heart to Allah and repented to him with tears. No, we have to ask this question, how often have we sat on the musalla crying? Why doesn't the tear come? What are the reasons? No? Why is it that we spend time and hours on musalla? How is it that we cannot feel like crying? He spent his time tears. No curtains were hung for him, and no one painted us for seeing him. Again, he's talking about that when it comes to see him. He did not lean in meetings, right? See this thing. It was not hard for him. When it came to meetings, he would not sit leaning, right? Although he was Khalifa, he could have get the best chair. Nowadays, you see everyone, right? For example, when you see leaders sitting anywhere in the world, if you see, what a leader's sitting and the camera shows one of the best chairs, all those things. That was not Ali, subhanAllah. He would not lean in meetings. It was not hard for him with it. Oh, Maria, I wish you saw Ali in dark nights, holding his beard, agonizing like a snake-bitten person, and saying, Oh world, you have presented yourself to me. I do not need you. I divorced you 3 times. Woe be on you. I fear that the far destination, little provision, and difficult part. Inshallah, this last line is so powerful. I will tomorrow cover that in Arabic to even see that how powerful it. Asbaq continued, then Muawiyah cried. Even imagine a person who is an enemy, when he hears about Imam Ali's life, he started crying and said, that is enough. By Allah, that indeed was Ali, right? May Allah bless Abu Hassan, right? That was kunya of Imam Ali Islam. So this is what Ali is, subhanAllah. These are the inspirations we need to take from the life of these Imams. How great were our Imams and how fortunate we are that, in spite of all this, animosity of people against Shiaism, against Ahlul Bayt, how many of our libraries have been burnt, how many of our books have been burnt, right? Even then, this little thing come to us, has trickled to us. Today we have this thing, so that at least we get that inspiration. So, Mu'mineen, the remaining days and hours of Ramadan are very precious, very precious. Let us sit and see that what are the important things I have to do in this month, and what are the things which are not urgent. Any dunyavi thing is not urgent, leave aside. And if Allah gives life, we'll do it after Ramadan, no? But just now, let us spend time in this ibadat and in getting inspiration from what Ahlul Bayt are saying. Any questions, clarifications?
No questions.
Anybody else has any questions? Any clarifications? Again, thank you very much for joining on time. It's good that we come on time so we can get done. Inshallah, we'll continue with Amali, and then inshallah, the following day we'll start with Fatima alayhi salam and Ibadat. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq that we are, able to get inspired from this great ibadat of the Ahlul Bayt, the ways to worship, especially in the month of Ramadan, that may Allah give us the tawfiq that it really brings about the changes. Our ibadat changes and becomes better on account of what we hear and what they do, inshallah. Inshallah, see you tomorrow. Allah Hafiz.
الله يحفظك.